George Romero's dead. Nobody should ever make a zombie movie ever again. That's it.
That's a
Stop
fair
it.
law.
Back it up. The genre's over.
Yep.
I don't want to see
It's
anybody else
dead.
make anything.
Nobody should. We all should have stopped making movies about science gone amok after Mary Shelley died too. That's a thing.
Yep.
Yep. Nobody should ever make anything about that.
Nope.
Yeah,
As soon
that's
as
how
they-
that
as
works.
soon as
Let's
the
just stop with
gatekeeper for a
this whole
certain genre-
film concept.
Yes, let's stop making movies altogether.
Let's stop telling stories, and let's just talk about real life.
Everybody stop everything right now.
I am
'Cause
so
none of
gonna
it
cry.
matters.
Hi, welcome to another off-topic week of Fan Zone. I'm Connor McGraw.
And I'm Marlon Haro.
I'm Hunter Davenport, and I'm glad zombie movies are dead.
Shut up.
Well, I mean, dead for now.
now.
I'm glad
Yeah.
they're dead.
Are they dead?
I
Are they
mean-
undead?
No,
We
no.
do need a break from them.
Please stop
Except for
this.
Korean zombie
Alan,
movies.
introduce yourself.
I did introduce myself by singing the singing the on the spot theme.
Yeah, but there might be that one person who doesn't know who you are still. So we gotta.
My
we gotta
name's
play to
Alan
that
Moore.
crowd.
Not Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. Oh, God. See?
Alan Moore.
Well, the secret's
Why
out.
are you so grumpy, Alan Moore?
You see, Alan travels back in time and
Why?
becomes Alan Moore.
Why did you turn Harry Potter
Um,
into the magic version of a school shooter?
God damn it.
I
My
just
name
learned about
is Alan Muir, and but da 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 da. That's his theme
Okay.
Okay.
on the spot. If you
Okay.
people do not know,
this. I don't. Yeah, I just
Shout out
learned
to
that-
John Reisinger.
I guess
Reisinger.
in later League books, Harry Potter is a villain, but not just a villain. Like he apparently committed some kind of massacre at Hogwarts, and is
Yeah,
like
he's kind of a dick.
literally a panel where someone compares it to a school shooting.
Yeah, Harry Potter's kind of a dick.
Like when Alan Moore wants to bury the lead as far as being like weird and terrible, I guess he really knows how to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Terrible.
here's the thing. He wouldn't be the last person to have that take that Harry's actually a potential school shooter and that his actions are so reckless and, like, kind of dumb that he might end up being one. So it's not that far off. Because a lot of other people have come to the same conclusion. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm Team Devil anyway.
I'm Team Toby Kebbell.
Well, I mean, we all should. Because Kobo was right, as we all know.
I still haven't seen Dawn yet.
Wait, you haven't seen Dawn?
I've only seen Rise.
What
Dawn is
what
so
the
good.
fuck is wrong with you?
Seriously.
Dawn is. Here's the thing: the new Planet of the Apes movies have no right to be as good as they are.
No, they shouldn't be.
Fucking
They
Planet of
should
the
be...
Apes, we wrote already with Tim Burton, and it was disastrous. And then someone came along and was
Right.
like, "Yeah, let's take this fucking super duper ultra seriously and see what happens."
Yeah, and let's go back to the way it started. That's
It's like this
treat it the
weird,
way Rod Serling treated it.
super sad, bleak. Like, look at like this the scales tipping between intelligent apes and humans. Because I think most people would just assume like, oh yeah, the apes just fucking revolted and they won. To which I have friends who are like,
Right.
there's no way. I'm like, yeah, but it would if half of humanity was wiped out by a fucking bug.
Yeah, and
They
and
created.
that,
I actually have
that
something to
second
say.
movie is just
Secondhand that I heard on the RT podcast from RTX. Bernie Burns, who's the chief creative director. Am I right, Hunter?
right.
Yes, I think so.
They showed War for the Planet of the Apes last week at RTX.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they had a screening because RTX was on the exact day it came out. So
And Andy Serkis gave a keynote. Did a keynote speech.
Oh,
man, Andy Serkis is so cool.
Shit.
Andy Serkis is probably one of the most underappreciated guys working in Hollywood.
So
Yeah, it is.
At least by the movie industry itself. Like, people acknowledge just how good Serkis is, but there's this push for, like, motion capture Oscars. It's never going to happen. But there's still a push for it, thank God.
Well,
Yeah.
he said I'm blanking on the second guy's name that was there with Andy Serkis. He was like the head effects guy, and he said that they're no longer calling it motion capture. They're calling it performance capture.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because they're instead of trying to go for like movement and stuff, they're trying to go for like they're like performances.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
That technology captures like facial eccentricities and like intricate details better than motion capture does.
And Bernie asked Andy Serkis, and this shows how Andy Serkis is when it comes to roles, or performance capture roles, or acting. Bernie asked him if the director Matt Reeves said, "Okay, we're doing something different. We're going back to practical. How would you do?" Bernie asked him, how would you approach it? Andy Serkis simply said he would not change a single thing. He'd act the complete way, or act the way he did in the previous films.
We're at a crucial tipping point where performance capture could be as authentic as someone in a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the clips I saw, I haven't seen War yet, but I saw some extended clips and some trailers, and the one thing I did notice is like the actual apes on screen are practically indistinguishable from things that are on screen that are real.
Yeah,
they're very better. It looks more real than Tarkin in fucking Rogue One.
Well,
I mean,
and Tarkin is so lifelike it scares the shit out of me.
No, there's some real uncanny valley shit going on with Tarkin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've already discussed this. Tarkin, half the time he looks great. The other half of the time he looks like a monster from the great film Life Force, 1985.
Yeah. My friend George, who now comes up on every show we do, when he watched it, he said it was really, really fascinating. He's like, and then he spoke. He's like, and it broke the immersion for me. He's like, because I'm not just looking at a man who's been dead for 30 years. He's like, I am now hearing what sounds just like a man who's been dead for 30 years.
Yeah. Also, the lighting changes, and that suddenly affects everything completely.
Yeah, like that, the lifelikeness breaks your immersion. You're just like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then it comes full circle at the end when you see a plastic face Princess Leia.
Yeah,
I still like the Red Letter Media. What they're Mike just saying with like a bad dubbing.
He's
moving his lips for more than he should, and just hope.
Just his hope.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Actually, speaking of Star Wars, there was a sizzle reel that came out, the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
And oh my god. I was waiting for this to happen because it happened with Rogue One, it happened in Episode 7, but this did more for me than the initial trailer did.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because the trailer was so fucking vague, but this gave me lots of things to actually chew on.
I guess that's... Yeah, I prefer my trailers vague, I guess. Like, I prefer them to tell me nothing and just let me piece things together, I guess.
Yeah.
But
luckily, this is all behind-the-scenes stuff, so a lot of the context has been sucked out of it, so you can't exactly piece together what's happening.
Yeah.
Still.
I haven't actually watched it myself. I've just seen bits and pieces of it.
It's beautiful.
Posted all over the internet. And it all looks gorgeous, so, and that helps.
There's a stunning display of, like, color that I feel like we haven't seen since the prequels, which is probably the only cool thing I like about them is how colorful they are.
Yeah, I think that's like, if I had to look back on Rogue One, that's my biggest problem with it, is it's very monochrome.
Yes.
And it, like, I remember watching or being in the movie, watching trailers for Interstellar, and thinking not Interstellar, Dunkirk, and thinking that the movie was starting because they just look so similar. it's just that weird, like, Nolan-y darkness that is kind of everywhere now in most movies, and I don't think it worked as well in Rogue One. I think that they could have been a little bit more colorful. But, yeah.
I don't mind it in Rogue One because I guess in Rogue One it works because it's a bleak war movie.
Yeah, that's the only way that it really makes sense. I did think Force Awakens looked colorful.
I just need to get something off my chest.
What?
I have to say something to someone, a member of the audience.
Okay.
Andrew, you are wrong.
Well, he's wrong about a lot of things, so you got to be specific.
You gotta be specific.
He said Daenerys isn't very good at her job, and I'm like, no. And I want to say, no, she's great at her job. She's a fucking Marvel.
I mean, we might as well talk about it.
No,
Game of Thrones are tonight.
I saw bits and pieces.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Well, guys, it's good. It's
I completely forgot it was on tonight.
Yeah, it's good. It's but it's like the calm before the storm episode. So if anybody wants to wait till next week and like double do it, like just like sit down and watch 2 hours at once, I wouldn't blame you for that, because it is like, okay, let's set the pieces in place. Let's move all the pawns and all the knights, and let's get it all ready for the big shit to go down. Because it does feel like table setting. It's very good table setting, but it's table setting.
That's why I anticipated. I figured at this point in the series, it's all going to be about placing different people and parties in different positions for this all to finally converge in one spot. And then everyone will turn around and go, oh, what are those ice zombies doing here?
Yeah.
Which is what I've been waiting for 7 fucking seasons. The only show that moves slower is Walking Dead.
I mean,
it's fine though. Game of Thrones is great. All the stuff it does in between is fantastic.
I mean, yeah. Also, Game of Thrones kind of does zombies better, I think.
Yes,
that's
it
just
does.
Me.
Hard Home is better than any Walking Dead episode.
What about the pilot?
Well, the pilot is like almost a separate thing now at this point. The pilot can almost be viewed as a movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you guys hear that thing about what Frank Darabont said to that email that he sent to all his coworkers?
No.
Like right before he got canned? Or
yeah.
Frank Darabont is the master of fucking burning bridges.
Yeah. He's like, fuck you all.
I don't think he burned this bridge, though, because, like...
No, it was AMC.
AMC fucked him.
They fucked the cast, too.
It's true.
They fucked everybody in that show, because I just found out that that's the only show that AMC straight up owns. Well, it was the time of its inception, anyway. Because Breaking Bad and blah, 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 Mad Men were made in association with Lionsgate, so this one they had total control over, and boy, did they act like it for Season 2. Which is weird. They're like, hey, we're going to cut the budget. I'm like, what about that fucking big-ass tax break y'all just got for filming in Georgia?
That I don't know if you noticed, but that money goes right to the pocket.
Well, yeah.
Right in there. Right up in the pocket.
The front pocket. Put it right there.
It just goes right in there. And this, some of it goes under the bed also.
Someone writes
and
a
it just stays there.
In the air and lands in the executive's front pocket like a feather. But we did briefly mention that George Romero died, and I think that deserves a bit of a discussion, because that man forever changed my world when I saw Night of the Living Dead on VHS.
Yeah.
When I was a child. I also just couldn't imagine him dying anytime soon. I didn't know he was... I thought he was old.
He's like 90.
He's 77.
I mean... He's got that whole thing where your face droops like an inch.
Well, he also he started to age like a mummy.
Yeah. Like when I looked at young pictures of him, I didn't recognize him because I was like, "That's George."
He looks like the Earth 2 version of George Lucas when he's younger.
Yeah, he does.
Got the big fucking black hair and the big gray beard. I'm upset because now without George Romero, who is going to sink into a chair as far as he possibly can and whip around a cigarette during interviews while talking about how he never intended to make a political film?
I mean, Carpenter.
Did he finish? wait.
Carpenter's been doing that for 30 years, though.
there's a imagery I associate with Romero, and if I Google image something, I'll point it out to Roy. He's always like, it looks like someone walked up and just like pushed him into a seat as hard as they could. It looks like his body is just sunk all the way in, and then he's always got one hand out with a cigarette lit, just whipping it everywhere like, I never intended to make a political film.
What's the status of his
stole that
the
from
one
him.
he was working on, though?
I don't know, honestly.
Like, was it called Race of the Dead? Because it was a car film. Like, it was a racing film with using zombies as drivers. Made no sense.
Bless that man, but his later movies, there's some shit.
I kind of
that one that was all what is it? Found footage. That one was
Diary of the
wasn't
Dead.
good. Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
Not good.
I kind of tapped out at Land, so I was like, all right, this series it's over. The other one I saw that was like post Night of the Living Dead was Bruiser.
Huh.
Which, yeah, it's weird. It's like some guy. It's damn it, what's his face from the fucking Jekyll and Hyde from League.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Jason Isaac.
What's the name? Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's in it, and it's basically this guy who's like, I don't know, he's picked on and tormented and bullied the whole time, and like the more it happens, like the more he develops this like murderous alter ego. It's weird. It took me a while to realize. Like I was watching, I picked up the box. I was like, George Romero made this?
Yeah, he made a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah,
like, I didn't
he
know
did.
Monkey Shines was his. Monkey Shines is great, I think.
He also made The Crazies.
But Crazies is awesome.
I did not like that remake they did. That was really unnecessary.
Well, you can argue that for any remake, but the remake is good. Because they switch perspectives.
I didn't really get
I think the original Crazies is more about the government perspective and how they're fucking handling it so badly. And then the remake is all from the perspective of civilians. So I think
the remake didn't do well financially, right?
I don't think so.
I mean,
because
most remakes don't.
Because they set up they honest to God set up a sequel.
Yeah, it's
most of them
open-ended. Yeah.
I can't think of a single remake that did amazingly well. Like a full-on remake that was like, oh, that's an amazing, great movie, and then they made a sequel to it. They don't really happen in the modern day. Reboots do very well, but like they keep on making Texas Chainsaw movies because those movies make their money back.
God, I can't believe we're going down this road again after the last fucking movie.
Well,
Last movie is horrendous, even for Texas Chainsaw Massacre standards.
Chainsaw. I like that.
Chainsaw, Texas Chainsaw Snants.
Like I heard about the plot of the last one, and that it's about the woman from the first movie, like years later or whatever, like in the modern day. She's supposed to be the same character, and it's like this 20-year-old actress or whatever playing the same exact character, and it's Leatherface coming after her.
Oh, they fucked the timeline of those movies so bad in the last film. And then just like having someone dress up as Leatherface, just to replicate that look in the original was jarring. That and it was 3D, so all the colors are bumped up to make up the fact they're wearing 3D glasses. That and it had the Saw 7 effect where I'm like, this is so cheap and so lazy. I hated it, and I love Saw, and Saw 7 angers me to no end when I watch it. The blood is like pink, and all the settings are fucking lit up, and there's all these like really terrible actors who were obviously cast on a budget. Cautious Mandalore is no, fucking Orson Welles, but
Right.
the bar is not set very high. My favorite thing he does though in Saw 7 is when Gordon locks him in the bathroom at the end, and he just looks up and just goes, "What the fuck?" So good. You can't fucking do this to me! No! We're getting another Saw movie this year.
No, we're getting Jigsaw.
Fuck!
Why?
Jigsaw, not
Because
Saw.
the world is cruel, and apparently part of the 13th is actually happening, which
Thank God.
I will
Why?
believe it when there's a trailer because that sounds like a mess.
Yeah, because wasn't this also thing that was? I think I remember Matt talked about in Pixels.
Yeah, it's their rights were tied up in this weird litigation where the original writer from the original script for Friday the 13th 1 like popped up out of nowhere and all of a sudden laid ownership to the entire series. Like he claimed he's like, "Oh yeah, this is all mine."
Yeah, and he wanted to make it only exclusive to Britain or something.
Yeah. America would lose the rights to Jason, and a few other like series staples, and I think we'd be just left with the name.
Right. Which means that he's stuck making a movie about the mom over and over again.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, here's the thing. I would watch a movie about the mom over and over again, but I don't think most people would because...
If you want to do a movie about Pamela Voorhees, you do it leading up to the day of Friday the 13th Part 1.
Right.
Show me why Pamela Voorhees is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Put in Jason's dad. Put him on screen finally. Put in Elias Voorhees.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, that's a take that I would actually be interested in. Like, I don't want to know...
Oh, no, that's an actual thing. His dad is part of the canon, but he's never been on screen before.
Really?
So
Yes.
going back to George Romero, he did a comic series for Marvel,
Right.
Empire of the Dead,
That sounds right.
and that actually had it was a big reveal at the time about when did this come out? Came out about 3 years ago.
Mm.
They brought back Barbara.
Wow, that's interesting. I know the 90s remakes, Barbara Survives.
Well, no,
Yeah, because that's
this is
the
set,
one thing nobody would see coming.
Yeah.
This is set in the Night of the Living Dead original universe.
What?
Mm.
I mean, okay. I guess that's a thing that could happen.
And it takes place in Manhattan.
Weird.
Romero
actually... This is going to probably upset
Oh,
everyone.
I think I know why you guys haven't heard of it, or probably won't like it.
What?
There are zombie gladiators.
Nope, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
out.
good. There's a certain point where it becomes ridiculous, where it's like, you're crossing into Resident Evil, the later sequels territory.
Oh, I'm going to get that in a second, because Romero actually almost was involved in that.
I mean,
they introduced vampires into the Dead universe.
Yeah, I'm double done.
Yeah, that's that's Italian horror movie bullshit that we don't need.
Here's the thing that I'm surprised about. They got one of the best. Well, I don't like his art, except for that Punisher promo teaser. They got Alex Maleev to work to write or to draw the 5 issues.
I do remember hearing about this book. I wasn't sure what it was exactly. Yeah, that's interesting. There's a lot of things to talk about though with Romero, though.
You brought up Resident Evil, and I'm going to say this right now. He pitched a Resident Evil film to I can't remember who.
Capcom.
Yeah. And it was, what's it called? It says, unlike the version that Paul W.S. Anderson eventually wrote and directed in 2002, Romero's script was faithful to the game's plot and featured a menagerie of bizarre creatures. The fidelity of the source material was unexpected, considering that Romero never actually played the game itself.
Alan, you don't like watercolors? Is that what you don't like? I'm very confused.
Yeah,
what is this?
It's just I have I can't. I just don't like the way his style is.
What?
So you don't like watercolor? That's what that means. That's all that means. All I'm seeing here is watercolors, and you just don't like the look of watercolors? Because this is beautiful shit right here that I'm looking at. Yeah, like.
What the fuck was that Wolverine art someone posted in Phantom Zone that I spent an entire day laughing at?
I am not sure, but it was pretty funny.
It is hysterical.
Was that the show where his head is all weird?
His head is weird. His claws his head looks like a fucking oval. And there's this weird fucking Doomsday Man-Bat thing in the background.
I mean, he
and
always looks weird.
Wolverine's teeth are like huge.
He looks like a rabbit.
Yeah.
They hired a. They hired a very.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the Max.
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, from...
The Max. You know what the Max is?
I don't think I do.
Image Comics, the Max. One of my favorite Image comic characters.
Hang on.
Oh no, we're talking about Image again.
Let me Google this. Sure, it's a monstrosity.
Since we're on Romero, we should blame Romero for everything Rob Zombie has ever done. Because
hey, I like Rob Zombie.
I have no problem with Rob Zombie, and I actually am a defender of his first Halloween film, Dodges.
I think
No, I like Halloween 1, and Hunter, this character looks like someone just took Wolverine and the Hulk and smashed them together.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Marvel just did that.
Weapon H.
Shut up.
Can I talk?
Rob
Can
Zombie...
I just name drop another artist that I don't like, whose art I don't like?
By all means.
No. I'm gonna cut you off here. No,
Please.
because I'm not gonna let you hate on people who are good.
No, it's not. I'm not. I don't hate the person. I love the person.
Okay.
I just can't connect to their art.
Okay.
Riley Rossmo.
I'll have to look that up.
I don't know artists as well as Alan does.
She did.
Yeah, clearly.
She did. Constantine, the Hellblazer.
Okay.
Recently, I don't know. I love her Hellraiser stuff like a lot. I don't. Alan, you have problems, but I'm sorry.
I'm more of a Mikkel
but
Shannon man.
Rob Zombie.
I know what you're talking about. That's just because it's the more traditional.
That's what I prefer.
Okay, but you can look at the art objectively, Alan, and still like it for what it is, not for the design. The design is separate from the actual look of the art. I don't like the yellow outline on the Batman symbol. I can still appreciate the artist who was drawing it. Does that make sense?
Because that was Greg Capullo.
Right. I hate that design. I like that art. So there's a difference between disliking the design an artist chose and disliking the art itself. I think that's where we're getting mixed up here, because both artists that you've had me look up here are pretty damn great. Just from a Google search. So I don't know.
I was like, I hate that fucking Picasso shithead. God, he's terrible.
Right.
Nothing symmetrical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although if you...
Oh, yeah, Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie, yeah.
Rob Zombie...
Yeah.
It's like half his film kind of... Not even half. I'm not sure what percentage at this point, because Halloween's good. Kind of falls apart in the last half, because you're like, oh, we're just in Halloween 1 shot-for-shot remake territory now. Okay. I think Halloween 2 is fucking dreadful.
Yeah, I couldn't even...
House of a Thousand Corpses is terrible. It's completely derivative of Texas Chainsaw, and it's full of bad Rob Zombie music. However, Devil's Rejects is wonderful.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Devil's Rejects is fantastic. I have not seen Salem's...
I heard that one is actually really good.
That was good. I saw 31, and I was entertained by 31. It's super trashy, but fucking...
I'm waiting for Werewolf Women of the SS. Give me that movie. Because I watched Grindhouse recently, and I was like, how did Hobo with a Shotgun get made?
We got fucking Machete in that, too.
But Werewolf Women of the SS is nowhere. There's plans for it. I mean, right now might not be the best time to do it, but still, do it, please. I want to see Nazi werewolves get their heads blown off. I'm in. I don't know.
I can't believe we got 2 movies out of the fake trailers from Grindhouse. Right?
Yeah. And they're objectively they're the least interesting ones to get. Like I've
got a question.
Machete. Yeah.
What?
I've got a question about Devil's Rejects.
Yes.
Is that the one with Ken Foree?
Who is he again?
He played the dad in Kenan and Kel.
I don't know. What's his name?
Ken Foree. 2 E's.
Wait, I think I know who this. Oh fuck, dude, this guy's been everywhere.
He's been in a lot of Rob Zombie stuff.
He's a horror staple. Like, he's been around for God knows how long. He's been in fucking everything. He was in the original Day of the Dead. Not Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I mean, and he connects back to what we're talking about. Yeah, he's in Dawn of the Dead. Both Dawn of the Deads, actually.
Is he really?
In Dawn of the Dead 2004, he's the preacher on TV.
Yeah.
Who's like, the dead will rise.
Crap, it is.
And who was it that was...
I always forget his name, too, but you show me his face, I'm like, I know who the fuck that is.
Same with...
and he is in Halloween. He's the guy in the bathroom who's like...
Yeah.
you ain't coming in here or whatever, something like that. Yeah.
Who was the guy that played the biker in Dawn of the Dead?
The
lead biker.
Dawn of the Dead?
No, not the remake.
The old one?
The original.
Oh, Tom Savini?
Jeffrey Dean Stanton.
God damn it.
Which biker specifically are you talking about? Are you talking about...
That's not even a real person, I'm pretty sure.
It's definitely Tom Savini.
Yeah,
Tom
because
Savini.
he also reprised his role in Land of the Dead.
Yes, and he directed the remake of Night of the Living Dead in the 90s. Wow, this is one big web we're talking about.
It's a web of webs of webbing.
Romero.
Yeah.
While we were originally supposed to talk about Spider-Man.
I mean, yeah, things happen. The world occurred.
Yes.
Yeah. It really does all connect back, doesn't it?
Spider-Man?
No. No. Before we were supposed to do Spider-Man. 4A is in Halloween. Halloween is made by Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie, I mean, he might claim that he got the name White Zombie from the film White Zombie, but I don't believe for a second that that's what happened. He saw The Living Dead. He looked up zombie in popular literature and found something obscure from the past. Yeah. But
who was he before the zombie part? Just Rob?
I don't know.
Like, hey, Rob. Rob's surname?
I think his name is like Rob Szymanski or something like that.
He's Polish.
I think so. Like, it's a very unassuming name. Yeah.
Robert Whittaker.
I wish Rob
Sherry
Zombie would go
Zombie.
back to... who has slowly become a very tolerable actress. I used to hate her on screen.
Who?
Sherry Zombie.
Yeah, I liked her as Michael's mother. I thought she did a fine job.
That's where I was like, oh, this woman knows what she's doing.
Remember when John Carpenter called out Rob Zombie?
That was great.
Yeah.
John Carpenter doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't care anymore at this age.
Oh, okay. Do you guys want to know Rob Zombie's real name?
Yes.
Robert Bartlett Cummings.
Wow.
Which is
he might as well be a pompous Britishman with a fucking monocle.
Yeah. Cheerio.
I say this Halloween film is very violent.
What I say?
I like Rob Zombie, but I wish Rob Zombie would go back to making like spooky Halloween metal instead of this like weird, gross, dingy stripper rock that he makes now.
Instead of making literally Halloween.
He used to make albums that you could just put on in October and just play all the way through, and you're like, this is fitting. And now he makes music that is basically only applicable to like
I'd love to see him
get off Route 66, and then you walk into a dingy bar that has two patrons in it who are probably from two different states, and there's flies buzzing around, and then from the jukebox you hear bang, bang, bang.
Right. Yeah.
That's what Rob Zombie makes now.
He makes music for Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yes, specifically. And he's like, Quentin, does this sound good? Yeah, man. Yeah, it sounds really good. I like it.
It's great. I like it. I love it. It's great.
I really want to see him start making Christmas music.
Oh God!
I can't wait for Quentin Tarantino to make that Charles Manson movie and be completely insensitive.
Oh, God,
yeah, he's going to. That movie's going to be.
He's going to piss everyone the fuck off.
I'm going to love it.
How much do you want to bet he makes a Polanski joke? How much do you if you had to bet? I put it like
a joke. There's going to be an entire scene of dialogue committed to talking about Roman Polanski.
There has to be. But yeah, I can't.
In Tarantino's next movie.
Yeah.
like I said, his next is supposed to be about the Manson family murders, which I guarantee is going to be one insensitive ride.
Yeah,
I really cannot wait. I'm actually more excited for that than I was for Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And you watch Tarantino get up and accept the award for damn it,
for Ennio, I believe.
Yeah, and it's the Super Deluxe grabbed the video and edited it to the point, and it's almost like the real speech is super awkward, and they edit to make it real awkward because I think at some point he says the phrase "that ghetto," and you just see Jamie Foxx like.
Yeah.
People died
a
there.
little bit. Yeah.
Tarantino. I know he's completely unhinged, but I wouldn't have to play.
Also, what's going on with his hair?
Yeah.
What's going on with the rest of his body?
He's old.
He's an old man and he's real rich. He doesn't give a fuck.
Like, remember...
He's a man who is a foot fetish, and he doesn't give a fuck because he has too much money.
What was... the Grindhouse film that Robert Rodriguez did that Tarantino was in?
Terror.
Planet Terror.
Yeah.
Hot take,
and
I like Planet Terror more than I like fucking, what's the other one?
Fucking Death Proof. And the reason Planet Terror is better is because Death Proof doesn't have an ending. It's just Kurt Russell getting beaten to death, and that's it. There's no ending to that movie.
Planet Terror is like everything I love about zombie films, just dialed up to like 11 billion.
I was not happy with that scene with the dog.
There are exploding like every 15 seconds, and there's all these weird jokes. Like there's jokes about the film being made in a 70s style. Like, what is it? Like, someone says like, all right, everyone stick together and you'll be safe, and blah blah blah. And then it just says scene missing, and it like immediately cuts back to soone wounded, and he's like, oh, and he's like, I told you to stay together.
That happened twice.
Remember how happy everyone was when Fergie was cast as immediately to die.
And then she got her head emptied out off screen.
I think my favorite part of that movie is the soap opera subplot that's going on at the hospital.
Didn't Tarantino say that he bit her? You know what?
That sounds right.
Sounds like something you'd say.
Yeah.
Like, with Tarantino, whatever story you hear, it's probably true.
I also love the reveal of her death because it has like one of the most. It would be so cringy in any other film when someone's like, "What happened?" It's a no-brainer, and they flip her over, her head's empty.
God fucking damn it.
It's like David Caruso should have walked in and said that line. It looks
like
he puts sunglasses on, and no-brainer, and just walks off.
God, and Josh Brolin in that movie, he's chewing on the scenery.
I forgot Josh Brolin's in that movie.
He's so
good.
Oh, okay. You know what? We have something to talk about now. They fucking showed Thanos and all of his crew.
The black.
Yeah, at what, D23?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. One, it's also weird to see Thanos like not clad in armor and a helmet.
Yeah.
I forgot what he looked like when he's not wearing that shit.
He looks like he reminds me a lot of Kilowog for some reason.
Yes.
He's got the bald head and like the. Get off.
He doesn't have the chin stuff though.
He kind of does.
Yeah.
Those little ridges, his 5 chin.
Yeah, they're kind of paired back, I guess.
It's like several smaller chins that are sharing the same space.
No, I was talking about Kilowog.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
This is like the most. I think this is the first visual we have from the movie that's not from that behind-the-scenes trailer from a while ago, where we just saw like a set.
Yeah.
And Anthony Mackie apparently teased a 30-minute action sequence towards the end of the film.
Which
is exactly what should be happening.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
This movie should be Harry Potter Part 8, Part 2, where it's just all finale.
Okay, why'd you have to remind me of that movie?
What? Deathly Hallows Part 2 is like a straight-up action film for 2 hours.
Yeah, but it gets really boring at some point.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, it gets real. Yeah,
I know that piece is getting edited out.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I ain't editing shit. People. Yeah, I think that it gets really slow, and I think it gets really repetitive at some point. Like, how many times can you blow up Hogwarts? It got real boring to me, personally. I was more interested in the first half.
What has been blown up more? Hogwarts or Xavier's Mansion?
Question, New York City. Boom. Yeah. Or actually San Francisco, actually, because somebody went through... Because San Francisco is the city that everybody wants to destroy when they can't do New York. Because LA isn't visually interesting to destroy, because it's just a flat land. And there's like 3 buildings that are worth destroying, and the rest of it is just like nothing. And nobody does Chicago, because Chicago is expensive. So
Chicago's already been destroyed.
Right.
What year was it? I can't remember what else came out that year, but it was the year I saw the first or second G.I. Joe movie. I'm pretty sure it was the second one. Could be the first one. I don't know. They run together. Where like London gets like utterly fucking
it was France.
annihilated. Is it France?
The first one, yeah. Like, no,
they destroy the
London
Eiffel Tower.
gets destroyed in the second one.
No, yeah, London is turned into a fucking crater in the second film. And like I think there was 2 movies that came out that year that just fucked London hardcore. I was like, what the fuck happened? Why is everybody so hard and I'm destroying the city? I also love the fact there's no consequences whatsoever in G.I. Joe 2 for an entire city getting fucking glassed.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Never brought up again.
I feel like we should let that one in when we do a movie special, because there's so many crazy things
Holy
happen
crap!
in that movie.
I mean, which one? Because both movies are nuts as far as like just talking points.
Yeah,
the second one, like you can talk for 2 hours about the first 15 minutes of the second one, just how awkward it is to see Channing Tatum put back in the front line after saying he was out, and then to just watch him awkwardly get killed a few minutes later and never seen again.
Yeah, and I mean, the RZA is Fu Manchu.
I forgot he was in that movie.
The RZA is like, he's a character who's never appeared, I think, on the panel of G.I. Joe. He's never had a toy, but like his character exists.
Right.
So this is the first visual representation of the character we've ever seen.
Yeah, Black Fu Manchu, which is still... God damn it.
Didn't he make a movie?
No, he made The Man with the Iron Fist, I believe.
I still have not seen that.
Batista's in that,
Still
right?
somehow better than the film, or better than the TV show Iron Fist. Probably.
Think about where you are with that.
Oh, Connor, guess what game we're talking about on Video Game Hour next week? Or yeah,
What are we talking about?
Too Human.
Oh boy! All right,
That's your plug, guys.
I'll get my hate juices flowing like they're like they ever stop.
Yeah, all Connor knows is hate. He was born in it.
It was
yeah, okay.
Molded by it. There we go.
Yeah, okay. Well, we should pick up the Romero thread a little bit more, but yeah, that was.
What a different world would have been if Romero made a fucking Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, that would be.
What would Paul Anderson be now if there was no Resident Evil here for him to fuck with?
Oh, if he didn't have, I mean, here's the thing: if it means that he does more
Event Horizon,
yeah, more Event Horizon, that might actually be a good thing.
What if he ended up making Pandorum?
What?
Those movies are strikingly similar, and apparently they have a lot of weird behind-the-scenes connections.
Yeah, it's sort of
the same producer, and I think they reused some concepts that were going to be in Event Horizon for Pandorum.
Yeah, I believe it's.
Someone said you can actually see them, view them as if they were based in the same universe.
Yeah, it sounds like a John Peters situation. It'd be weird if he was involved with both of them, actually. And there's a giant spider in both of them.
There's a giant spider in both of them.
Thanagar and
yeah, let's see. But, yeah, I mean, if it weren't for him and Carpenter, Paul W. Sanderson would have no career whatsoever, because he just steals from them constantly. Like, that's all he does.
Remember in Resident Evil 2, the movie? Or not, Resident Evil Apocalypse, when they stole that scene from Code Veronica?
Wait, which scene? Because I don't.
I mean,
that movie makes me so mad.
The rooftop or the hallway run with the helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Barely
Yeah, I
remember
know
that.
what you're talking about.
As I mentioned, I don't like Code Veronica, so I didn't play all the way through. So it's
No, it's in the opening cinematic.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I know
right.
what he's talking about.
Wait, doesn't she fucking in
I
the
mean-
movie doesn't drop the gun and with a clip at the same time and do the same shit they did from Code Veronica?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They steal so many things from the opening credits, and I'm convinced that Paul W.S. Anderson has never actually played any of those games. He's
No,
just
he
watched the
doesn't.
animatics.
There's no way he has.
He said he has. Allegedly.
He says he has, but here's what I think happens, okay?
There's no
they tell him
fucking
what
way.
the plots are. They tell him what the plots are, and then he comes up with what he wants to do. So, the first movie, he wants to make a Romero zombie movie, but within the confines of what they've told him happened in the first story of Resident Evil, so he makes a movie based on that.
He
The
also
second
it's
one
weird
is-
because like I'm pretty sure he doesn't play the games. He rips characters like verbatim and like monsters off the screen and then just like uses them as he pleases.
Right. He doesn't use Nemesis the correct way.
Oh,
Like
fuck
there's
no.
there's a way to make Nemesis the scariest thing on the planet Earth. We know this because we've seen the games. Nemesis is
I know it
terrifying
because
when you
I've
hear
experienced it.
music. Yeah. Like when you hear his music, you wanted to shit yourself.
There was
and that's
nothing
after
more
one
unnerving
time
at the
fight.
time when I had my PlayStation 1, just like, oh, cool, I'm safe now. Stars, fuck, I have no ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out of
Like-
ink ribbons.
Nemesis is not the dude from Ugly Betty.
Yeah. Like God damn
As
it.
much as I loved his
That's
character on
right.
that
Funny is
show.
that dude, that guy who played, it's funny, I think his name was Max in the movie. I
No,
wanted him
Matt.
as Max Payne. Because he looks strikingly like the original model for the original Max Payne movie, or game. And then we got Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg in the most hilariously aggressive performance of his career. Oh, hello? Are we still good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not everybody dropped there for a second. Oh, man. I've discussed it outside the show, but I love that Max Payne movie.
Yeah, we've discussed it on here too, and
Connor.
So
Yes.
I will say this about the Max Payne movie is that it's very visually interesting.
Yes, it is.
That's true. It's very visually interesting.
It is very fun to look at. It has
Um,
one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
It's a
I
trailer
kind of
that-
like that movie.
It's a trailer that sells a completely different movie than the movie you actually
Uh-huh.
get. But that's
Oh yeah, it does.
Connor,
fine.
Connor, the funny thing about the guy, I'm blanking on his name, who you said looks like the guy that Max Payne is modeled after. He's actually
Yeah.
modeled after Sam Lake of,
Yeah, Remedy, right?
yeah, Remedy. He's one of the big guys at Remedy.
Yeah, it blew me away when like I saw him in an interview for I think Alan Wake years later, and I was like, I saw his face, I was like, where do I fucking know that guy from?
Yeah.
And then just imagine him smushing his face together to make it look like he smelled something bad, and I was like, it's Max Payne.
And they actually had the voice actor for Max Payne in the Max Payne movie as one of the cops.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it really upset me because like that's the best thing you had for him.
Yeah, he should have been something better.
They should have done is not had Mark Wahlberg speak at all.
You should have
Just
had
have
him be
And from
Gordon
that
Freeman.
just
You killed
narration
my
of his
family.
character.
You
and
killed my
then
family.
then he punches the Korean man's eyeball out.
Yeah, what the
Like
fuck
in
is
real
that
life.
about?
Wait, did that happen in the Max Payne movie?
No, but that happened in real life.
Wait, what?
That's my favorite detail about Mark Wahlberg's life. Is that he punched a Korean man's eyeball out?
What?
Because that's just insane.
What?
Because here's the thing. So before Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, he was like as close as you can get to a gangster in Boston. And apparently he got into a fight with a Korean man and punched him to the point where his eyeball came out of his socket. So that's a thing that
So he
happened.
pulled the Negan.
Yeah, but with
Bare
his
hands.
bare fists.
You know what? We talked about. All right, we're gonna dabble in wrestling real quick, but it's not really about wrestling. It's more about a wrestler. We talked about New Jack on VGH and how nuts he is. Allegedly, he has 3 justifiable homicides under his belt.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. I if you guys ever listen to The Art of Wrestling with him, I think he talks about that. He also talks
I
about...
think he was as a former bounty hunter. And I don't know how those two connect. Like, was he that good at his job? Or bad at his job, depending how you look at it.
I want to see New Jack face Dog Bounty Hunter in a hardcore match.
New Jack would literally eat him alive. That's not a saying. He would probably jump on top of his back and just start biting him. Because New Jack is a crazy person.
I just googled New Jack, and the third result is New Jack forehead.
Yeah.
Oh God, what? Oh, you haven't seen his...
Yeah, no, I've seen his forehead. I think it's funny that's the second result.
Dude, it's like wrestlers from the 80s and
Ric
hardcore
Flair.
wrestlers of the 90s. Ric Flair too. They
Dusty
have these
Rhodes.
they have scars in their heads so deep you can put quarters in them. It's
Crazy.
fucking disgusting. But yeah, that's off wrestling. That's just to bring up how nutty New Jack is.
And New Jack is an asshole for what he did to mass transit.
Oh, well, that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah.
I mean, we are on an off-topic episode. Long story short, New Jack basically shivved a 17-year-old kid in the ring once and almost bled him out.
In the forehead.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Wrestling is such a fucking carny industry, it's not even funny. I like they try to distance themselves, like WWE, for instance, is like, oh, no, we're not wrestling, we're sports entertainment. I'm like, look.
You're wrestling.
Look here. You guys are what you are.
They made their choice. He was the one guy of all these W guys that could have come back. They chose not to bring back.
Yeah. And what's funny, I think Arlen, when did you stop watching wrestling?
Oh, I mean, I barely started. I watched for like a year because I had a friend who watched it. So it would have been when Randy Orton was like the villain, and he was trying to take on the McMahon family.
Okay,
The 09.
Yep. Okay. What a terrible year to be a wrestling fan.
Especially TNA.
No wonder you stopped. I'm almost wondering if you would have gotten on the bandwagon in the very tail end of the 90s into the 2000s.
Possibly.
Is that when Mark Henry and Mae Young had a hand baby?
Look, I can't... There's not enough time for me to explain that to anyone because I still don't have answers for it, okay?
I still love
why?
them.
I don't even understand the joke.
Why? Wait. Why was it a full-blown hand though?
I think it was just a way to abandon the storyline, but instead of just like dropping it like they do with everything else, they decided to add like a closer angle on it, and she just gives birth to a big old prosthetic hand.
Why is it? Why? Okay.
You know why?
Here's my.
Oh, because Vince McMahon is a fucking creepy weirdo.
No, not him. Not him. Vince Russo.
Even worse.
He's a creepy weirdo too.
That man he had a fucking restraining order put against another man for talking about him on his podcast. Okay.
And said man is selling the copies of the restraining order, which I'm thinking of buying.
Donating all the proceeds to charity.
Yeah.
What else has Romero done
Land
outside
of
of
the-
these?
Let's look it up.
Season of the Witch is one that is on my list now because I looked it up and it sounds fascinating.
Wait,
Yeah, I don't know. I'd never heard of it before, but it sounds amazing.
Wait. The one with fucking Nicolas Cage?
No, it's an older movie.
Way
older.
Hey.
Yeah, if he had done the Nicolas Cage one,
I was about to have a whole
crazy.
new appreciation for that movie because I like that movie. Despite how weird it is. It's funny to see Nicolas Cage in fucking a wig and talking like he's a crusader. What the hell is this?
Oh.
I have never heard or seen this before.
What is it?
Season of the Witch.
Yeah, it's a Romero movie. And apparently they were selling it on Dawn of the Dead's hype and the original. But yeah, and it's like it's a weird movie from what I can tell. So yeah, it's sort of like a serious take on Bewitched, it seems, as far from what I've seen of it.
Did we talk about how he passed away? Like what he was doing?
I haven't actually looked into it.
I didn't look it up because
I have.
One, he's 77, so I imagine it's
He died in his sleep. But here's the thing that makes it a little happier. He died while listening. He died while listening to the score of one of his favorite films, The Quiet Man, with his wife Suzanne Disrocher Romero and daughter Tina Romero at his side.
That is how I would like every prolific artist to pass away. Just like at home, amongst their family, like listening to some cool shit or watching some movie, and they're just like, "All right, bye."
Yeah, like I usually don't remember how they died, just because I don't like to look into that. Like, I don't know how Craven died a couple years back because I don't like to remember that stuff. I just like to remember what I did right afterwards, which is watch The Curse for some reason. I guess it was what was available.
Wow.
And I watched Scream. Yeah, Curse is actually The Curse. The Curse. Good movie. Watch it. It's not that bad.
Okay. So, I forgot he made these two films we have to talk about right now. That's Creepshow and Creepshow 2.
Wait, before we do that, remember Empire of the Dead I was talking about?
Yeah.
It's being turned into a TV series.
Well, of course it is.
Of course, yeah.
And they'll sell it on the last thing Romero did before he died.
No, he did this 3 years ago.
What is it?
I know, Alan. I'm talking about what advertisers will do.
From the late great George Romero.
Right. When have advertisers have been known to do anything with any what's the word? Honor or respect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepshow and Creepshow 2, if anyone has not seen them, are fantastic through and through. I'm pretty sure it's what helped us get Tales from the Crypt initially.
No, that was the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the crew and everyone from the anthology series of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
They all ended up working on, like the writers and everything. They all ended up working on Tales from the Crypt.
Holy shit!
That makes sense.
I didn't know anything came out of that Nightmare TV show aside from too much money being spent.
Well, no, it was actually over the course of the episodes. It was money being pulled out per episode.
Still, have you ever laid eyes on one of those episodes at all?
Yeah.
What a weird ass show.
I don't remember it.
They rerun it on Sci-Fi occasionally.
Yeah, and it's funny. Hearing the production stories is fantastic because you hear that at some point, I guess whoever was the powers that be, just stopped paying attention to them, and they were put on weird ass times during the day and night, and were just more or less doing what they want content wise, airing super graphic violence at 8 p.m.
Right. That sounds like a good idea.
I can't believe there's a Friday the 13th TV show though, and that had nothing to do with the Jason mythos at all.
I mean, it seems like that was that was an idea that people wanted to bring back in the 80s. Halloween was supposed to be an anthology series. I don't think I don't think it was the best idea to do 2 movies and then switch up ideas. But I mean, if you watch, and this is where I was confused about the Romero thing. If you watch Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, there is no Michael Myers in that film at all.
Nope.
He never shows up.
Nope.
There's just some weird, creepy masks and an Irishman doing Irish things, I guess.
Basically, aliens and cyborgs and the moon and killer Halloween masks. It's really bizarre.
Yeah, and killer badges that shoot laser beams. It's a crazy ass movie.
Halloween 3 is John Carpenter unrestrained. Actually, I'd probably say that They Live or The Thing is probably John Carpenter unrestrained.
Prince of Darkness. That's the one that I point to for that. Because Prince of Darkness is insane. Like, there's a man who turns into beetles for no apparent reason. He just does. He says a weird, creepy thing. You will all die by morning, and then he turns into beetles.
Did Carpenter do at the Mouth of Madness?
Yeah, he did. That's the
I
third
love
movie.
that movie because it's probably one of the only good Lovecraftian adaptations I'll ever get outside of the obvious ones.
Probably. Until Gamo gets to do Mountains of Madness.
Holy shit. I want that fucking movie so bad.
It's never going to happen. It was supposed to happen.
But I fucking want it.
It just became Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
It's like how the Halo movie became District 9.
So we're going to talk about the best thing that came out of George Romero's vision.
Yes, please.
Captain Rhodes.
I really want to know what you think that is. What?
Captain Rhodes from Day of the Dead.
Oh my god.
Choke on it! Choke
on it! That
God
dude is so fucking good in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He earns every bit of karma that comes at him.
Yeah, Joe Pilato.
No, I
Day of the Dead is
very good.
It's surprisingly graphic, especially compared to the first two. Like, each movie ramps up how violent and gory it's going to get.
There is a zombie kill in that movie that I have yet to see outdone, and it is when, it's when the zombies get in the base at the end and people are being ripped to shreds. And they grab the one dude and slowly pull his head off, and, he starts screaming, and then his scream gets higher and higher and higher in pitch until his head just comes off.
Oh, okay.
God, there's some insane kills in that movie.
Horrifying.
And when, the guy gets dragged in the elevator, and it's just... Yep. Oh, God. Some of the stuff in that movie is
there's a moment in that movie where it's the pilot, and it's all basically the hero. The good characters are having a little powwow.
Also,
and
don't forget that most of the film took place in an underground salt mine.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to get to, is that the pilot basically says, all this research is pointless because you're just going to add it to this big old pile of research and notes and papers down here. He's like, you're not going to change anything. He's like, this is it. He's like, why spend the rest of your days doing this when you can go live somewhere and try to be happy?
True story.
Yeah. And, of course, we got Bub from fucking Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Also, I love that scene when Bub salutes when Rose gets his comeuppance.
Oh, when he shoots Rose and he falls in the elevator and then he fucking salutes him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shambles off into the sunset. Wait a minute. Hold on. What the hell was Romero in Silence of the Lambs?
He played... I have no idea. He played FBI...
Apparently he was an FBI agent.
Yeah.
Oh. That makes sense.
I didn't know he did acting. Well, this is completely separate, but I think when I was watching Jacob's Ladder the first time, and during, I think toward the middle to the end of the movie, when fucking Louis Black shows up as a medic out of nowhere. Funniest fucking thing. He doesn't say 2 words.
Well,
so weird. I mentioned Creepshow before, and Creepshow I think deserves a lot of praise because it's probably one of the best horror anthology movies out there. Both of them. They have really cool stories. The first movie is super faithful to the comic book, almost to the point where they rip entire panels out and then morph them into live action.
I mean, it's probably the best movie with Stephen King's name on it.
It's probably the best movie with Stephen King in it.
Right.
Turns into grass.
We should be watching. God, what's it fucking called? The Car One. We should be watching that on the podcast.
Oh, Christine?
Yeah. No, not Christine's a good movie. The one with the Green Goblin on the truck. Because it's a Spider-Man adaptation.
Maximum Overdrive?
God. Yes, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, we should totally.
I think he admitted he wrote that while on a massive cocaine binge.
Who?
Oh yeah. And if you watch trailers for it, it's very obvious.
Yeah. I think he was abusing drugs hardcore and got really sick one night and then wrote Maximum Overdrive.
I think he says the same thing for Langolier. Not the Langoliers. What is that one movie with the alien that like comes out of the dude's butt?
No, he was on pain meds for Dreamcast.
Yeah, and he doesn't even remember his fucking writing half that book.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
I love the legacy that leaves behind. It's like, yeah, I was on fucking pain meds and wrote this thing that became a story and a film.
Okay.
Yeah, also,
I
an
remember doing
alien comes out of that dude's asshole.
Oh, alien comes out of some guy's butt.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah. Dreamcatcher.
You've never seen Dreamcatcher, Alan?
No.
Okay.
It's not great.
Yeah, it's not great, but
It had,
It's worth it to see an alien come out of someone's butt. I know
Yeah.
we keep saying it over and over again because we need to remind you that an alien comes out of someone's butt.
Okay, I was listening to something recently where like I think the reasoning behind it is because
wait. Dreamcatcher
people.
directed by Lawrence Kasdan?
Yes.
yep.
Oh
So-
my
It's
god.
insane.
Yeah,
Listen,
it has my 4 favorite actors: Damian Lewis, Thomas Jane, Jason Lee, and Timothy Olyphant.
So
Oh, I know. That cast is amazing.
But
Mark
yeah,
Wahlberg? What the fuck?
So, the reason why the alien comes out of the asshole is because the cancer, like, people who find out they have cancer by finding blood in their stool, like,
Oh, that's right.
that's the new fear. That's his whole thing is, like, that's the new fear, man. That's the new fear, like, finding out cancer in your asshole, like, you have asshole cancer. Like, that's the new fear. And then,
God damn it.
so, the most on-the-nose thing he can come up with would be an alien coming out of your asshole.
Okay, who has this happened to?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Jesus Christ. It's just a random dude, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's
Look, it doesn't matter who it happens to. All it matters is that it does happen.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
happen.
Alien comes out of someone's buttocks.
Yeah. And there's one scene in that movie that's really tense, and then the rest of it is a fucking
Yeah.
joke.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of the Blob remake, where the dude's trying to be all rapey with that passed out girl in his front seat, and then he opens her shirt, and the Blob is there, and it just fucking eats him. And like, so basically, you get this like kind of far out shot of like some dude's legs just dangling out of an unconscious girl's chest.
Oh, God.
It's really
That's
weird
great.
shit. The Blob remake is fantastic, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hunter, I
it's
showed
also-
you that fucking scene from
Yeah.
with the same guy.
Yeah, it's also really fucking gory.
It is super violent. It's like
Oh, wait.
because like the original one is a 50s 60s black and white monster cheese fest, and the remake is just straight up hardcore violent horror movie.
Yeah.
Going back to Dreamcatcher.
Made by the...
Is it Mr. Gray, the alien?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then
Oh,
that's,
yeah,
there you go.
Then that's Jonesy,
Yeah.
Damian
Yeah, we
Lewis's
know.
character.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once, and it's
I
been
thought
No,
you
okay,
guys.
so
I thought you guys were talking
Mr.
about
Gray is the...
Duddits.
What the hell? Why do you
God.
suddenly know everything about this movie?
Because I remember I looked it up one night many years ago.
Oh,
many
okay.
moons ago. I discovered a Wikipedia page.
No, he's not the
I can't
one who
even joke
gets
about
the
that.
alien. The alien comes into him through a different means. No, there's just a random guy who gets infected, and then fucking Earl or whatever from My Name's Earl gets stuck on a toilet seat and gets killed by one of the creatures, I think. Spoilers for a film that you still need to see. Yeah.
I've only seen
on the
one
list
scene
of shit
of this movie, and that was when Morgan Freeman is with like the military is arriving, and they're just bombing the shit out of everything.
Yeah, because there are animals that are getting infected and shit. Like, there's a scene that looks kind of like The Walking Dead, or not The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, with these, like, undead animals or whatever, just, like, walking through the land. It's pretty fucking crazy.
God.
Yeah. It gets real weird. Also, there's a scene with these, like, aliens who are, like, telling pilots not to bomb them because they're just children. And they're projecting themselves as, like, friendly aliens with, like, happy faces or whatever and, like, crying voices. It's a really fucking insane movie. Yeah.
Alan, on the list of shit we told you to watch, though, Dreamcatcher is definitely on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched The Guest yet,
God fucking damn it.
but
Go watch The Guest.
I'd rather watch The Guest than Dreamcatcher.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is what you should do.
That's the better choice. Yeah.
The Guest is fantastic. The Guest was such a weird surprise. I was like, I don't know, I'm getting out of this movie, and then I got Insanity.
Yeah. I went in, like, not quite knowing what I was going to get, and I think I had seen You're Next. So I was like, okay, this has to be good, at least. And I was very surprised by how interesting it was and how it used genre and expectations and sort of subverted them.
And it's fucking sweet 70s/80s, like, synthwave soundtrack.
God, it's so good.
It just lots of, like, blew.
Yeah. And good old Micah Monroe, who has not had the career that I would like after It Follows, but whatever.
Well, she was also in Independence Day Resurgence. God, that fucking movie.
There's a scene in that movie where...
I was so excited for the Independence Day sequel. Shut up, all right? Shut up. And then I was like, this is the most underwhelming thing I've seen in so long.
Like a Hemsworth brother pisses on an alien ship.
Yeah, he does.
This is seen in a film.
I love that Connor's react automatically after he says he was excited for it. It's exactly like Matt in the reacting to Wooly's Xbox bag at DogCon.
Oh yeah, what? The Xbox plays games? Shut up!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Plays games.
I had called the Game Boy Advance. It's like having a SNES in your hand. Fuck you!
Fuck you! No, Resurgence. I was like, you set the stakes so fucking high, and you had such a cool ass premise with the whole world comes together with alien tech, and you're like, yeah, come fucking fight us now. And it's the most like just fart like battle I've ever seen. It's over in a heartbeat, and then it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Jeff
real
Goldblum's like, I'm obligated to be here.
Yeah, and if you have the chance to watch Independence Day Resurgence, and you want some Goldblum, don't watch it. Watch Tour de Pharmacy on HBO.
And Will Smith's character is killed off screen in promotional material.
God, that pissed me off so much.
That is hysterical.
I still find it funny that he
died in a combat test.
There's this amazing painting of him, and it's like a nice oil painting that's hung up in the White House, and it makes no sense. Why would it be there? He wasn't the president in the movie or anything like that. Like, he didn't run for president, but there's a painting of him in the White House.
Welcome to Earth.
It's so crazy.
I like it as a painting of him, but not the painting of the president who was like part of the actual final battle.
Right.
Who has since been like seemingly disgraced as like some kind of crackpot.
Yeah. God, that movie is...
President Bill Pullman.
I'm like,
right.
that dude helped save the planet.
Yeah.
I'll be president.
There's only one thing I would have loved
so
to
many
see.
problems with that movie.
There's something I would have loved to see.
What would that be?
A cult worshipping Randy Quaid's character.
I would love that.
Oh my god, yes!
I would love that so much.
That is so good!
Alan, why didn't you write Independence Day?
Oh my god. That's the fucking best.
God.
Like, here's the thing. I almost would have preferred a movie about those ensuing 20 years. Like, they give us a subplot about a group of African tribes that have been fighting the aliens on their own for the last 20 years.
Yeah, and like it kind of helps fill in that gap of like, because in the first movie ends, you're like, there's still a shitload of aliens and alien ships on Earth.
Right.
I mean, I kind of agree. I kind of agree because, like, I don't think they needed, like, a big ship needed to return for Independence Day 2. Like,
yeah,
it feels like
we won the battle, not show us how we won the planet back.
Yeah,
like the next movie is like District 9, basically.
Yeah,
but
just show me how they deal with it, because, like, holy shit.
Here's something they could do.
What?
They could pull a World War Z book version.
Like this weird globe-trotting affair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be interesting. Like, Jeff Goldblum going around the world trying to help fix things and pick up the pieces. That'd be an interesting story.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually want to see retroactively Jeff Goldblum in World War Z.
Oh
God! Brad Pitt's position. Just keep everything the same and just have Goldblum be Goldbluming the fuck out.
That works.
He's like, I saw one turn in 12 seconds. This is a bad idea.
Oh no, he's Goldbluming.
He's getting ready for it. He's gonna Goldblum.
I love that part from Community.
Seeing Goldblum cut a woman's arm off would have been more interesting, I think.
He'd just been like, there's blood. There's so much. I can't cover that. It's disgusting.
It's like, yeah, you know how to bite down or whatever, and like, yeah. like, there's a scene where they stop the movie where Brad Pitt is taking a woman's arm off.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
funny
so
if you watch the PG-13 and the unrated versions side by side. The unrated version is accurate to what would happen if you cut someone's hand off. Like there's blood shooting fucking everywhere. And then you watch the PG-13 version, and it's like lots of quick cuts. There's no blood be seen anywhere, and it's all resolved in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you cut someone's hand off.
That's how you cut someone's hand. Yep, it just pops right off, and you can just get a new one.
You could just like replace it, mix and match a little bit.
It's like little G.I. Joe arms. You just pop them off. Actually, more accurately, it'd be like those old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures whose hands just could come off for whatever reason.
I think I have one of those.
I probably do too. I still have a classic Xenomorph action figure on my dresser.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. My box of action figures with other stuff is somewhere with my mother in Florida, I think.
You know, I was just, for World War Z 2, like, you think Brad Pitt's going to come back?
I don't think there's going to be a World War Z 2.
There's going to be one, and apparently David Fincher's going to direct it. Which... I know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, David Fincher, director of Alien 3.
Yep.
That's all that really needs to be said.
Yeah. And Gone
that
Girl.
movie then. Well, Gone Girl's
Alien 3 is a weird one, though.
Gone
You
Girl's
can't,
fantastic, but Alien 3 is a weird
Gone
affair.
Girl's a great film.
I love...
Well,
You
Alien
can't
3, you're
blame
watching,
Alien
like,
3 on him,
Alien
though.
3 is like, you're watching the whole thing go by, you're like, it's like, I don't know whose movie this is anymore.
Yeah, like at one point it's Charles Dance's movie, and then it becomes, I can't remember his name, but he's the lead black character in
Charles
the film.
S.
Oh no, I meant the creative forces. I meant like it's weird because you're like, yeah, some Adventure stuff's still pretty intact, and then you're like, it's clearly studio meddling.
Yeah, and like
Charles S. Dutton.
when you know the backstory, yeah, I got that. Yeah, I was confused because there are two Charles in the movie. Yeah, there's some great performances in it, but the story doesn't really work. But when you like watch the behind the scenes stuff and you realize, oh, they didn't have a script going into that movie. Fincher just had to make it up as he went along.
Yeah, it's like I can't tell if it's better or worse. Probably worse. No, actually, probably better than Fantastic Four. Where you're watching it, you're like, and there's a separation point where you're like, look, this is a brand new film. Kate Mara has a platinum blonde wig on.
They cut to this room of generals, and you're like, who directed this? Who made... Like, the only thing after they cut to those generals, the only good part, and I've said it many times, is Doom just exploding people's heads. That's the greatest sequence in all film.
My favorite lines in that film is when they just, like, it's when they're assembling everyone, and then, like, to make it seem more comic booky, someone goes, I see you recruited Victor Von Doom. I'm like, that's not a real fucking name. You can't, say that in a dead serious room of people, like, in a super serious sci-fi horror film.
Well, they tried to change it and
Doom.
make it an online name, and people got mad, so, yeah.
Oh, that's right, he was a blogger at first.
Yeah, he was which is in the movie second.
That's so fucking
The thing with
stupid.
Alien 3 is not that they didn't have a script. They had too many rejected scripts that they didn't like.
Okay,
That
they
they
had
blended.
a lot of scripts, but they went into shooting without a script to go off of. That's what I mean. They had scripts, they just didn't have a script.
They had scripts, but no plan.
Yeah, they had mini scripts and they had sets that were already built.
Yeah.
So Fincher had to basically go off of what was already written and come up with it on the fly while keeping Sigourney happy, because at this point they paid her like some crazy record-breaking amount for the first movie, or for the second movie. And now they had to pay her even more, give her what she wanted, because she was nominated for an Oscar for Aliens. So her ability to demand more went up, and her demands were, I have to be bald, I have to fuck an alien, and I have to die. I think we're all happy that only 2 of those things happened.
She still wants to fuck that alien.
I mean, she kind of did have sex with the alien to some degree. And she is kind of responsible for the problems with Alien 4, which is a film we will never talk about ever again.
Agreed.
I can't promise that.
I'm never talking about Alien 4. I will edit it out of the podcast because I hate that movie so
You'll bring
much.
up something so egregious you'll force Arlen to work.
Yeah. That's how much I despise that film.
Brad Dourif is great in that movie.
Brad Dourif is great in every movie.
Fucking Brad Dourif.
I would rewatch entire episodes of Star Trek again because Brad Dourif is in those episodes. They're
Isn't
episodes of
Brad
Star Trek
Dourif-
Voyager.
Isn't Brad Dourif Chucky?
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. I would rewatch a lot of those too because he's in it and he's pretty good.
Hell,
So-
he actually uses his Chucky voice near the end of the
Was-
movie.
Never a fan of Chucky.
I think those movies are severely overrated.
I think the
so,
first one
too.
is really good. I think they kind of. I don't know. I don't understand.
I liked it when
Like
they went schlocky.
I think I
Yes.
like Bride of Chucky, but that's really the only one. That's it. I thought.
Well, that was
I find
like a
the problem is the same issue I have with any movie starring a tiny, monstrous villain, where look. You can defend yourself against this thing by literally giving it a good punt. Okay.
Yeah.
You could step on him.
You can
And,
step
like-
if Chucky's coming at me, I'm like, you're 2 feet tall. I'm 5 foot tall and 200 pounds. If I kick you, you're very, very far, and I can keep this up longer than you can keep coming after me.
It also
The
doesn't
only
make sense that he overpowers people too. Like it's weird.
Yeah, that never really worked for me either. The only time it ever made sense was in Gremlins,
Yeah.
and even then,
What
they
was that?
stretched the concept.
What was
Like,
that?
if you can get away from a horror villain by jumping onto a counter, there's problems.
What was
Yeah.
that? What was that horror movie with? I'm blanking on his name.
Can you give us a hint, maybe?
Oh, Gary Busey.
Oh,
Gary Busey.
which movie? Which Gary Busey classic are you thinking of?
It's the one where
Predator 2.
no, not that one. The one-
Jinx.
No, not that one.
You're a tiger or a lion. This is his savannah.
It's the one where I think it's Gingerbread Man.
Oh,
Fucking
yes,
stupid.
Gary Busey is the ginger dead man.
I didn't know that's
Stupid.
the thing.
Yes. That's
God.
that's
Oh,
in the same
God.
trash pile. I'm sure we're gonna watch that movie dumpster too. We just finished Rumpelstiltskin, and that should be all done soon.
Are you guys gonna watch Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm sure we will. I fucking love Thanksgiving.
should.
And I know it has like
Please.
4 sequels. It's a breeze too. It's like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, so it'd be real easy.
Super easy.
How
The way that movie opens with a woman with a shirtless pilgrim.
Doesn't he say gobble gobble bitch before he fucking kills her with his fucking...
Yeah.
God, that is fucking stupid. I need to see this
He,
movie.
like, He has sex with a woman and he says something about how do you like that turkey or whatever before he kills her.
It's a movie that has
after
no
raping.
pretenses about being as ridiculous and stupid as it is, which is probably why it's only 45
Right.
minutes.
And the turkey looks so fake.
I love how
The turkey's clearly up on someone's hand.
the tagline for this is the ultimate low budget experience.
Yep. Yeah, they're super proud of it. It's like Birdemic, where the guy who made Birdemic knew exactly what he was making.
Well, in the second one he did, but yeah.
In the first one, I think he thought he was making art.
Oh no, that's right. So in the first movie, there was interviews where he's like, he was basically like, yeah, it's a serious film. And everyone's like, no, it isn't.
Yeah,
Sure.
he thought he was doing Hitchcock, which is amazing.
Your movie's called Birdemic. On that note, I think I'm ready to wrap up.
Yeah, I think. Oh wow, we went long.
Yeah, we did.
We went real long.
Yeah.
Let's do outros, I guess.
Hey, I'm Connor McGraw. You can follow me on Twitter at Western Commander. Keep an eye out for me on the Video Game Hour, the Movie Dumpster, Shadow Zone, work in progress, to this day.
You're a funny guy.
Yeah, join the Phantom Zone Facebook group if you haven't already. If you are listening to this and you aren't part of the group, what are you doing? Give us a review, subscribe, all that stuff. Show us some love.
You can follow me on Twitter at Davenport. Shout out to Eric Dudley, who does the theme song for this show. You can find my writing on the Haro. I promise there's stuff coming. I just have to. I gotta find time to sit down. And if you want to see the side of Batman's penis, watch Gone Girl.
Well, on that note,
coming at all.
I was sitting on that joke the entire time we were talking.
Jesus Christ.
it's pretty good. And if God fucking damn it. Yeah. Okay. On that note,
shaking my head right now.
At AAHaro on Twitter, follow me there. LostHaro.wordpress.com for writing and news and stuff and blah 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 podcasts, etc. Yay! Alan,
You're here too.
Oh yeah.
Alan.
I caught Alan off guard too.
Alan's still recovering.
I'm still recovering
Alan.
from the fact that the new doctor is a woman.
Okay,
Let's
that's
do
great.
that. Let's go into your plug.
All right, let's end this. So let's not do this here, so we can yell at Alan as soon as he's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Alan, come on, do your.
You can follow me on Twitter at the Alan Muir. You can, subscribe and listen to Video Game Hour. Twitch.tv/Video Game Hour Pod for on Mondays for streams of Dark Souls 2 with myself, Connor, Hunter, and George.
And that has been another After Dark special where we talk about horror movies. We'll see and hear from you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Fuck X-Men Apocalypse. I almost said Destiny.
Well, fuck that too.
Fuck both of them. Goodbye.